Okay, big idea here. Vertical line test tells us whether a relation is a function. The vertical line test itself is a really easy test to do. Okay, and the test is that if you can draw a vertical line anywhere and it goes through one of the graphed points or it goes through the graphed line more than once, then it's not a function. But there's a deeper idea going on here, which is what are we doing when we draw a vertical line? So what we're doing here is if I draw a vertical line here, what I'm saying is, at, for example, -5, I'm seeing if I plug in -5 into some function, is it going to produce more than one number out? Because if you plug in the same number more than once and you get two different numbers out, just like pushing the soda machine's button twice and you get two different sodas instead of just the one soda that you should have gotten for that button, it's not functioning. It's not a function. So here we're checking if we plugged in -5, what would we get out? And at -5, you only see 1 point graphed at 2. That means if you enter -5 into the function, it will produce 2 out. Okay? You'll notice here that there was no -4 inputted into the function. There's no point at x equals -4, which means that -4 was not part of the domain of this. This was not a number that was plugged in and checked, just these points. So if not that you normally do this, but you could put a vertical line. Whoops, I want to use my line drawer tool. Just make it nice and neat. You could do a vertical line at every point that was put in, at every input value, and say, do we go through a point more than once? Well, we saw these 4 values put in, and we can see the numbers that came out. They plugged in -5, they got 2. They plugged in -3, they got -5. They plugged in -1, they got -2. And they plugged in 3, they got -1. Do we see it running through more than one point? Any vertical line? No, we don't. And since there's no point, more than one point going through any one vertical line, that means that it passes the vertical line test. And it does not violate what it would mean to be a function. So we can say for this one, we can say yes, function. Okay, now let's do it again. Let's go over here. Sometimes you won't draw vertical lines everywhere because you'll, let's say, have a curve that looks like this. Oops. You'd have a curve that looks like this, let's say. And you couldn't possibly check every single value because you'd have an infinite number of vertical lines infinitely close to each other, all running like this, always and forever, checking every single vertical line all the way across. Can't do it for everything. But for things where there's individual points, I will do it just to be able to show you what we're talking about. So here at -5, I'm going to draw a vertical line. And what we're saying is, does an input of -5 produce more than one output number? No, it only produces one output number. And what is that output number? It is -2. Let's do it again. Let's check. -4 and -4. If you plug in -4, you only get out 4. I know that because I go over to -4 and then I go either up or down until I hit a point that's graphed and then I follow it straight to the y-axis. That says 4. Nope, that's fine. So far we have not violated the vertical line test. We have not failed the test. Okay, but when I get here and I draw that perfectly vertical line, we see 2 different points graphed at x equals 4. So that meant that when 4 was plugged into the function, whatever the function rule happened to be, it produced 0 the first time it was plugged in, or 1 time that it was plugged in, and it produced -1 a different time that it was plugged in. And that means that's essentially like you pushed the number 4 button on the pop machine, and it gave you that pop corresponding to that y coordinate, y value, and then you push the button again and you got a different pop out. And if a soda machine is functioning correctly, you push the same button, you should get the same pop. So that way you know what it is that you're going to get before you push the button, right? You should know what you're getting prior to pushing the button. So if the machine is spitting out different things and you can't guarantee that when you push a certain button that you're going to get a certain type of pop, then that machine's not functioning correctly. It is not a function. So in this particular case, because we have two different output values for the input value of 4, we say no, not a function. Simple test for a big idea, and we're done.